What's going on, guys? Play by Play Game here, back with another Epic Sim video, and today we're bringing in the newly buffed all-rounder Wanda into regular arena. So she got some pretty decent buffs, and she's actually really good now based on our test in just regular arena. So we're bringing her into evasion, into Violet, and so Violet right now is one of the big three that is on arena defenses. Usually you got Rem, you got Bellion, and you got Violet. And the great thing right now about Wanda is that you don't necessarily have to control your way into Violet right away. You can go on any other unit, even if they have immunity, because of her runes, because of her awakenings. And so she actually reduces the buff duration by 1. So any unit that has a buff, which is of course immunity if you're going first with her, she's going to actually remove the immunity and then stun for 2 turns, right? You can still get 15%'ed, but she's really great at controlling one single unit. Now, of course, another big unit that you'll also see in arena is Angel of Light, Angelica. She can't be stunned, but everybody else can, right? So here, as you saw, we're able to pick off every unit on the opposing side one by one. And so this is where she really excelled. We try to bring her in as damage, but she still kind of does a decent amount of damage. Of course, here she has attack buff. She was able to almost one-shot that Violet. But she is kind of on spare gear right now. We have her like 220-ish speed, so nothing insane. Like 50-50 crit, like 90-something crit, 3k attack, I think, and then like everything else into crit damage, so like 260 crit damage. So not insane stats. She does have a little bit of effectiveness, nothing super high, but I think that, you don't necessarily need to bring her in with damage. If you can get damage in, of course, I'm pretty sure you can get way better stats. If you can bring damage in, it'll be really nice, but she does a really good job of stunning. And so her stun is huge on the S3 because not only is it a 2-turn stun, but it just pretty much completely shuts down whatever unit was going to go. And as you saw there, we opened up with that Rem. And so we want to avoid counters from the Rem because our all-rounder Wanda is pretty squishy. She has like 11k HP and some defense just because that's how our gear rolled. But you want to avoid AoE damage. However, she does now have a built-in guiding light on her first turn. And then when she S3s, I believe, and so she's able to gain that reduce damage on AoE attacks, but she is still fairly squishy as the single DPS on a team. So I wouldn't necessarily bring her as a single DPS, but single target nuke, she definitely has potential in that if you can build her, I guess, fast enough, or as we're doing here, we try to speed tune to where our Kekwerik goes, and then he cleanses, puts attack buff, and then our Wanda goes, and she's able to deal decent amount of damage and stun at the same time. As I mentioned, we can still get 15%'ed, but it hardly ever happened. She is on Symbol of Unity, so she can hit these Violets, and I'm really liking her in arena. She's been doing a great job of stunning and locking down one single unit. She does have the target debuff on her S2. It's also a 100% chance to target a random enemy. I don't know if it'd be too broken if it like went on maybe the unit with like the lowest health or something like that, just so that you can keep putting pressure on that unit. I think that would be a little bit better, make her kit a little bit more viable to play as a control, like straight up control unit, right? But since she isn't, she actually deals a pretty decent amount of damage. She's really great at locking down specific units. So I can't wait to try her out in GVG. I think she's going to work amazingly in that 3v3 format. But as you can see here, taking out these rems, 11k damage. So that rem is omega tanky. 11k on the S3. I think that's pretty decent again for a 3-star unit. I think you can definitely make her a lot faster. Maybe you just want to go straight control, give her a lot more effectiveness. But I think if you build her maybe a little bit tankier, give her a little bit more effectiveness, she's going to do her job even better. And then the damage on top of that is just like an added bonus. But she does her job well. Now, of course, you don't want to bring her into AoE heavy teams, even though we do bring her here into this Bellion. She was the only AoE unit. And if we can get our S3 off, we're going to be able to cleanse with the Kekwerk here. And then our Wanda's just going to be able to control. And then we have counters from our Violet. So we're able to kind of manage the damage here. But I would definitely not bring her into a Landy, just because Landys are probably going to have Guiding Light. And then she's going to S3 after you go. And then it's going to be a bad time, right? The RNG in her S2, so the target landing on a random unit is, like I said, kind of, it's not the best thing, but her bread and butter is going to come from her S3. Locking down a unit for 2 turns is huge. Locking down a unit and then following up with the rest of your team here. As you saw, AOL goes, we cleanse, we stun that rem, and then it's pretty much GG, right? We're able to nuke out one single unit at a time and then kind of chip them away. So here are the stats of all-rounder Wanda. She is fully mullied, so free to play unit right here. Again, her S1 has that target increased damage dealt when they're targeted, which is really nice. The S2 here, 100% chance to target. And then the S3, that 2-turn stun is pretty huge. As I mentioned, she's 220 speed, 94 crit, 260 crit damage, some effectiveness, 3.2k attack right now. She is on symbol, but I might consider maybe if we end up going like full damage, maybe we can take like Arby's gear or something like that and slap it onto her, maybe go portrait, maybe be able to one-shot some Violets. I don't know, we'll see. We got to test her out in GVG. The rest of the units, build stats, all that good stuff is at the end. Let me know your thoughts on all-rounder Wanda. Are you planning on using her? Is she a unit that you have built already? Let me know in the comment section below. Like always, if you haven't enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.